Most people wait for their lives to change before they start acting differently. They wait to feel successful before they carry themselves with confidence. They wait to have money before they believe they're capable of wealth. They wait for motivation before they take action. But what if I told you that's the reason they stay stuck? The people who create real change in their lives don't wait for proof. They act as if their success is already happening. They think differently. They move differently. They carry themselves with the certainty that what they want is already theirs. And because of that, the opportunities start to show up. Right now, you have a choice. You can keep waiting, hoping that one day your circumstances will change. Or you can decide that from this moment forward, you will act like the person you want to become. That's not pretending. It's stepping into the mindset that creates success. It's about training your brain to believe in yourself before the world catches up. Because when you act as if you already have what you want, something incredible happens. You start making better decisions. You attract better opportunities. You stop second guessing and start moving with confidence. And before you know it, that life you've been waiting for, it becomes your reality. Today, I'm going to show you exactly why this works and how you can start applying it right now. Because if you truly want to change your life, you have to stop waiting. You have to start acting like the person you're meant to be today. Let's get into it. The hidden power of acting as if. If you're watching this right now, you're here because something inside you wants more. You want to level up, achieve more, become more, and transform your life. That desire, that inner calling, it's there for a reason. You don't have to wait for the perfect moment to start creating the life you want. The truth is, everything you've ever dreamed of is closer than you think. The key is to start acting as if you already have what you want. Now, don't get me wrong. This isn't some magical thinking or a shortcut to success. It's not about pretending or faking it till you make it. It's about stepping into the mindset of someone who has already achieved their dreams and aligning your actions with that vision. Because here's the thing, your actions create your reality. And when you act as if you already have what you want, everything begins to shift. You might be thinking, Jim, this sounds a bit too simple. How can acting as if really change anything in my life? Let me tell you, it's one of the most powerful tools you'll ever have at your disposal. You see, most people wait. They wait until the circumstances are perfect, until they feel ready, until they have everything they need to take that first step. But the truth is, waiting only holds you back. The key is to stop waiting for things to fall into place and start acting as though they already have. When you do this, you're aligning yourself with the person you want to become, and that's when everything begins to change. Let me break it down for you. When you act as if you're signaling to the universe, to your mind, and to your body that you are ready, you're saying, I believe in myself. I believe in the vision I have for my life, and I'm going to take action as if I've already achieved it. That belief, that mindset, it's like a magnetic force. It starts pulling the right people, the right opportunities, and the right circumstances toward you. You'll find that things begin to flow effortlessly, not because you're waiting for them to happen, but because you're already in motion, acting as if you're the person who has what you want. Think about the last time you took action towards something important. Maybe you made a decision to start a new project, a new fitness routine, or a new business idea. Did you sit there waiting for things to be perfect before you took that first step? Or did you take action, even though you didn't have everything figured out yet? Chances are you took that first step without having all the answers. And guess what? That's exactly what you need to do more of. Here's why: action creates momentum. It's the fuel that drives progress. And when you start acting as if you already have what you want, that momentum builds faster than you ever imagined. The more you take action, the more you believe in yourself, the more you act like the person who has already achieved their goals, the closer you get to actually achieving them. But here's where it gets really interesting. When you start acting as if you don't just change your external circumstances, you change yourself. You change your mindset, your beliefs, and your self-image. And that's what sets successful people apart. Successful people don't wait for the world to hand them success. They act as if success is inevitable. And because of that, they attract success into their lives. Think about the successful people you admire. Maybe it's an entrepreneur, a famous athlete, or someone in your community who's living the life you desire. What do they do differently? They don't sit around waiting for things to happen. They take consistent action toward their goals, regardless of how far away their dreams may seem. They act as if they are already successful, and because of that, success follows them. The key is to believe that you are already the person who has what you want. The moment you make that shift, everything starts to change. You start thinking differently. You start making different decisions. You start to believe in yourself more. And as you begin acting as if, your external reality starts to align with your internal vision. The power of acting as if isn't just about achieving your goals faster. It's about becoming the person who is worthy of those goals. Now, I know what you might be thinking, but Jim, I don't have it yet. I'm not there yet. And that's okay. No one is there yet. But the key to getting there is to start acting as though you already are. The process of acting as if is what shapes you into the person who can achieve your dreams. It's not about waiting until you have all the pieces. It's about starting where you are and building momentum as you go. Think about someone you look up to. Maybe it's a mentor, a leader, or even a celebrity. Do you think they just waited around for success to show up? No, they took action. They acted as if they already had what they wanted. And in doing so, they created the conditions necessary for their success to manifest. This doesn't mean you won't face challenges or setbacks along the way. Of course you will. Success isn't a straight line, and there will be moments when it feels like you're not making progress. But when you act as if, you'll start to notice that the obstacles you face don't feel as daunting. You'll have the confidence to push through them, because you've already trained your mind to see yourself as someone who can overcome anything. Here's what I want you to understand. Acting as if is the secret to shifting your identity. It's about becoming the person who already has what you want. And when you become that person, you'll naturally start taking the actions that lead to the results you desire. It's a simple concept, but it's incredibly powerful. So I want you to think about your life right now. What is it that you want? Maybe it's financial freedom, a healthy body, or a thriving business. Whatever it is, I want you to start acting as if you already have it. Start making decisions like the person you want to become. Start taking actions that align with the life you're working toward. And most importantly, start believing that you are worthy of that success. Because the moment you believe it is the moment it starts to come to you. Remember, success isn't something that happens in the future. It's something that starts right now, in this moment. And it starts with one simple choice: to act as if you already have what you want. So go ahead, step into that person you've always dreamed of becoming. Start acting as if and watch your life begin to transform in ways you never thought possible. The confidence shift. If you want to change your life, you have to start with one simple thing: confidence. You've probably heard people say, believe in yourself. But here's the catch. Belief doesn't just happen out of nowhere. It doesn't magically appear because you want it to. Confidence isn't something that's handed to you. It's something you build by acting. And the best part? You can start building that confidence today by simply acting as if you already have what you want. When you act as if you already have the success you desire, something incredible happens. Your entire belief system begins to shift. You start to see yourself as the person you want to be. And that belief in yourself grows stronger with each action you take. Here's the secret. The belief comes after the action, not before. You see, most people think they have to feel confident before they can take action. They wait until they feel ready. But here's the truth. Confidence follows action. It doesn't lead it. Let me break it down. Let's say you're someone who wants to be successful in business. But right now you feel unsure, uncertain, or maybe even a little bit scared. It's easy to think that you need to wait until you've learned everything or until you've mastered all the skills. But if you wait until everything is perfect, you'll never take the leap. The trick is to start acting as if you're already successful. You don't need all the answers right now. What you need is to take that first step, even if you feel unsure. When you act as if you already have what you want, you begin to build confidence in your ability to navigate challenges, make decisions, and push through uncertainty. You start proving to yourself that you can do it, and that's when belief in yourself starts to grow. It's a natural process. The more you act, the more you build confidence, and the more your belief in your own abilities strengthens. You've probably heard of people who are naturally confident, right? They just seem to have it all together. But what you might not know is that their confidence didn't just appear overnight. They acted their way into confidence. They started doing the things that successful people do, even when they didn't feel like it, even when they felt uncertain, even when they were scared. They built their confidence through their actions, not through wishing or waiting. The same thing applies to you. If you want to develop the confidence to achieve your goals, don't wait for the perfect moment. Act as if you're already the person who has those goals. Make decisions like someone who's already successful. Take actions that align with the person you want to become, not the person you are right now. It's in those actions, in stepping outside of your comfort zone, that you start to grow into the confident person you need to be. You see, confidence is a muscle, and like any muscle, it gets stronger the more you use it. The more you act with confidence, the more you build it. It doesn't come from thinking you're confident. It comes from proving to yourself that you are. So if you want to feel more confident, start acting as if you already are. It's simple, but it's powerful. It's the secret behind how many successful people build their confidence. Now I know this might feel a little uncomfortable at first. I get it. It's not easy to step into a role that you haven't fully grown into yet. But here's the thing. Discomfort is a sign of growth. If you're uncomfortable, that means you're expanding, pushing your limits, and becoming more than you were yesterday. And the more you push through that discomfort, the more your confidence will grow. Let me give you a real-life example. Think about someone who's just starting a new job. They don't know the ins and outs of the company yet. They don't know all the details, but they act like they do. They step into meetings with authority. They speak up. They make decisions, even though they're still learning. That person might feel nervous on the inside, but on the outside they're acting as if they already belong. And because they act with that confidence, they begin to feel like they belong. Their belief in their own abilities grows, and before they know it, they've become the confident person they were acting like all along. It's the same in every area of life, whether it's in your career, your personal relationships, or your health. Acting as if you're already where you want to be sets the foundation for the confidence you need to get there. The actions you take today are the building blocks of your future success. And as you take those actions, you'll begin to see your belief in yourself change. You'll start to believe that you are capable, that you are worthy of success, and that you can achieve whatever you set your mind to. When you act as if you stop waiting for the right time or the right conditions, you stop waiting for the perfect moment to take action. You stop waiting for confidence to magically appear. Instead, you start taking steps, even small ones, that lead you to where you want to go. And each step you take builds your confidence, until one day you realize that you've become the person you were pretending to be all along. So here's what I want you to do today. Start acting as if you already have what you want. Start making decisions like someone who's already successful. Start taking actions that align with the person you want to become. And as you do, you'll begin to see that your confidence grows. The more you act, the more you believe in yourself. And the more you believe in yourself, the closer you get to achieving your goals. Remember, confidence is built through action, not through waiting or wishing. So take that first step, even if it feels uncomfortable, and watch your confidence soar. You have everything you need within you to succeed. All it takes is the willingness to act as if you already have what you want. Why most people wait, and why that's holding you back. When you wait for the perfect moment, you're not just delaying your dreams, you're giving yourself a reason not to take action at all. The truth is, most people sit on the sidelines, thinking they need to have everything figured out before they take the first step toward what they want. They think, once I have the perfect plan, the right circumstances, or all the knowledge I need, then I'll take action. But let me tell you something that might just change everything for you. Waiting is the thing that's holding you back. Waiting will keep you stuck in a cycle of one day. But one day doesn't exist. The only thing that's real is today. And if you want to create the life you dream of, you need to stop waiting and start doing. So many people are caught in the trap of believing that the right moment will come. They look around at others and see the success they've achieved and think, I'll get there once I'm ready. But the reality is that nobody's ever fully ready. Every successful person you admire had to start from somewhere. often from a place of uncertainty, doubt, and a whole lot of trial and error. They didn't wait for the perfect plan or the ideal set of circumstances. They decided to act, to take the first step, even when they didn't feel ready, and that's what made all the difference. Think about it for a moment. You know deep down that the biggest barrier between you and your dreams is your hesitation. It's not the lack of opportunity or resources. It's the fear of making a mistake, the fear of being judged, or the fear that things might not go as planned. But let me remind you, waiting doesn't protect you from failure. It just guarantees that you'll never get started. Waiting keeps you in the same place, staring at the same dream, and doing nothing about it. The truth is, if you want to see your dreams become reality, you have to be willing to take that first step, even when you don't have all the answers. The most successful people are not the ones who waited for things to align perfectly. They're the ones who took risks, made mistakes, and learned as they went. They built their success by taking action in the face of uncertainty, and you can do the same. Here's where things get really powerful. When you act, even when you don't feel ready, you create momentum. Momentum is like a snowball rolling down a hill. It starts small, but the more you act, the bigger it gets, and the faster it moves. That momentum pushes you forward, even when you want to stop. The more you take action, the more you learn, and the more confident you become. Each step you take builds upon the last one, and before you know it, you're making progress toward your goals without even thinking about it. But when you wait, you stop that momentum before it even starts. Every day you wait is another day you're telling yourself, I'm not ready yet. But the thing is, you'll never feel ready. The perfect moment never comes, because there will always be challenges, uncertainties, and unknowns. The key is to stop waiting for the perfect conditions and start taking action, in spite of them. The conditions will never be perfect, but your ability to adapt and move forward in any situation, that's what will carry you to success. Look at all the people who've achieved amazing things. Whether it's a business owner, an athlete, an artist, or anyone you admire, they all started by taking action before they had everything figured out. They didn't wait for the stars to align. They didn't wait for the perfect plan to fall into place. They simply started, and as they went, they made adjustments, learned from mistakes, and built their success along the way. They understood that waiting only keeps you in a state of stagnation. And let me be clear, there's no shame in not having all the answers right now. In fact, that's part of the journey. The best part is that you don't have to know everything at the start. You don't need to have a detailed plan or a full understanding of how everything will unfold. What you need is the willingness to take action, to put one foot in front of the other, even when you can't see the whole path. Action brings clarity. Action brings progress. And action makes your goals feel more and more real with every step. Here's the important part. You need to act, not because you have all the answers, but because acting builds confidence, builds experience, and builds momentum. The more you take action, the more you learn, and the more you see that you're capable of doing what you thought was impossible. You prove to yourself that you can handle whatever comes your way, and that belief in yourself will carry you through challenges and setbacks. If you keep waiting for the perfect moment to act, you're giving yourself an excuse to stay exactly where you are. But if you decide today, right now, that you're no longer going to wait, that's when things will start changing. The most successful people didn't wait for everything to fall into place. They took that first step, even when they were scared, unsure, and uncertain. And each step, no matter how small, led them closer to their dream. So right now, make the decision to stop waiting. Act as if the perfect moment has already arrived. Because in reality, the moment to take action is always now. Don't wait for the perfect conditions, because they'll never come. Instead, create your own momentum, and let your actions lead the way. The more you move forward, the more you'll learn, the more you'll grow, and the closer you'll get to the life you want. It's time to stop making excuses and start making progress. Your dream is waiting for you, but it's only going to become a reality if you take that first step. Waiting doesn't help you move forward. Acting does. So make the decision today, take action, start now, and never look back. You're capable of more than you think, and your future is ready for you to step into it. All it takes is the willingness to stop waiting and start doing. Don't let another day pass by without taking action. The perfect moment is now. How to shift your identity to match your desires. The way you see yourself shapes everything in your life. Your beliefs about who you are determine how you act, what you go after, and whether you're willing to take risks or stay stuck in your comfort zone. What most people don't understand is that in order to achieve the success they want, they need to change how they see themselves. This isn't about faking it until you make it. This is about real transformation. If you want your outer world to change, you need to start by changing your inner world. And the key to all of that is shifting your identity to match your desires. It's easy to look at successful people and think that they've got something you don't. They have more talent, more luck, more connections, or more opportunities. But here's the truth. They've done one thing that most people won't do. They've changed the way they view themselves. They see themselves as capable of achieving what they want. And because of that belief, they take the necessary actions to make their dreams a reality. They act as if they're already the person they want to be, and that's the secret to their success. The reason this works is simple. When you change your identity, you change your behavior. If you want to become a successful business owner, start acting like a successful business owner. If you want to be a top athlete, start training, eating, and thinking like a top athlete. The more you embody the identity of the person you want to become, the more your actions will align with your goals. And this doesn't mean pretending to be someone you're not. It means stepping into the version of yourself that's already within you, the person you need to be to achieve what you want. This shift isn't just about outward behavior. It's about truly internalizing the identity of the person you want to become. It's about understanding that who you are today is not who you have to be tomorrow. Your past doesn't define you, and your circumstances don't limit your future. You can choose right now to be the person who is successful, driven, disciplined, or confident. And once you make that choice, everything else follows. The biggest mistake most people make is that they wait for their circumstances to change before they act. They believe that they can only become successful once they have the perfect set of conditions, the right timing, or the right amount of experience. But that's not how it works. Success isn't something that just happens to you. It's something you create by the way you show up every single day. When you start acting as if you're already the person you want to be, you start creating the life that person would live, and over time your actions will begin to shape your reality. Think about it. If you were already the person you want to become, how would you show up? How would you approach challenges? What kind of decisions would you make? How would you speak to others? How would you manage your time and energy? The more you think like that person, act like that person, and make decisions like that person, the more your life will start to mirror their reality. It's a simple shift in thinking, but it's one of the most powerful things you can do to transform your life. This doesn't mean you have to have everything figured out. In fact, the more you embrace the idea that you can evolve, the more you'll be able to grow. You don't need to know every step of the journey, but you do need to have the confidence to take that first step. And you'll only have that confidence when you believe in yourself and your ability to succeed. When you make the shift in your identity, you start to see opportunities where others see obstacles. You become more resourceful, more creative, and more persistent. You stop seeing failure as something to be afraid of, and start seeing it as part of the process of getting where you want to go. When you change your identity, it's not about changing who you are at the core. It's about aligning your actions with the person you want to become. It's about creating a mindset that supports your success. It's about owning your goals and acting as though they are already yours. And when you do that, you'll start to see results. The more you take action and make decisions from the perspective of the person you want to become, the more you'll start to see things falling into place. You'll begin attracting the right people, opportunities, and circumstances because your actions will be in alignment with what you want. This is not about waiting for the right time or the perfect conditions. It's about acting now. Today, the perfect time is always right now. The person you want to become doesn't wait for things to happen. They make things happen. So if you want to change your life, start by changing how you see yourself. Start acting like the person who already has what you want. Start making decisions from the perspective of that person, and watch as your world begins to shift. Remember, identity is everything. The person you are today can change in an instant. All it takes is a decision to shift your mindset and start taking action, as if you're already the person you want to become. When you do this, your life will begin to change in ways you never imagined. You're not just waiting for success to come to you. You're stepping into it every single day. You're creating it, and that's the most powerful thing you can do. So start today. Start acting as if you already have what you want, and watch your life transform in front of your eyes. The psychological hack of self-image. The way you see yourself shapes everything you do, from the decisions you make to the risks you take. If you don't believe you're capable, if you don't see yourself as someone who can achieve great things, you'll hold yourself back, even when the opportunity is right in front of you. But if you shift that image, if you see yourself as strong, disciplined, and unstoppable, everything in your life starts to change. The way you think, the way you act, the way you carry yourself, it all begins to reflect that new image. And that's when doors start to open. Most people don't even realize they're trapped by their own self-image. They don't see that the limits they're facing are not out in the world, they're in their minds. They're living inside a box that they've built for themselves, filled with old beliefs, doubts, and fears. And as long as they keep seeing themselves the same way, they will keep living the same life. No matter how much they dream of change, no matter how much they want success, nothing will happen until they break free from that old self-image and build a new one that matches their goals. This is why acting as if is so powerful. When you act as if you already are the person you want to become, you start to rewire your brain. You start to shift your thoughts, your emotions, and your behaviors to align with success. Your mind begins to accept this new identity as reality. And once that happens, the way you move through life changes. You stop second-guessing yourself. You stop making excuses. You stop waiting for permission to go after what you want. You just do it, because now, that's who you are. Think about the most confident, successful people you know. They walk differently. They talk differently. They carry themselves with a certainty that draws people in. That confidence isn't something they were born with. It's something they developed by seeing themselves as capable, powerful, and worthy of success. They decided who they were going to be, and they stepped into that role long before they ever achieved the results. And because they carried themselves that way, the world responded. They attracted the right opportunities, the right people, and the right circumstances to make it happen. Now let's talk about you. How do you see yourself? Do you see yourself as someone who takes charge of their life? Or do you see yourself as someone who's always waiting for the right time? Do you see yourself as strong, capable, and disciplined? Or do you see yourself as someone who struggles to stay consistent? Whatever image you have of yourself right now, that's what's shaping your life. If you want different results, you have to create a new self-image. And the fastest way to do that is to act as if you're already that person. This is not about pretending. It's not about putting on a show for others. It's about genuinely stepping into a new way of being. If you want to be successful, start thinking, speaking, and acting like a successful person would. If you want to be disciplined, start showing up every day with the mindset of someone who is committed and unstoppable. If you want to be confident, start carrying yourself with the posture and energy of someone who knows their worth. At first, it might feel uncomfortable. Your old self-image will try to pull you back. But if you keep reinforcing this new way of thinking and acting, soon enough, it will become your reality. Every time you make a decision, ask yourself, how would the version of me who has already achieved success handle this? Would they make excuses or take action? Would they doubt themselves or move forward with confidence? Would they waste time or stay focused? The more you think like that, the more you begin to embody that identity, and the more your reality starts to shift to match it. Your self-image is a powerful force. It controls your habits, your choices, and your results. If you've been struggling to stay consistent, to build momentum, or to believe in yourself, the problem isn't your ability, it's your identity. You've been operating from the same old self-image, and that's why things haven't changed. But the good news is, you can shift it. You can decide right now that you're done playing small. You can decide that you're going to start seeing yourself as someone who is capable, disciplined, and ready for success. And once you make that decision, everything starts to fall into place. It won't happen overnight, but every time you act as if, you're reinforcing the new self-image. Every time you push past doubt and take action, you're proving to yourself that you are this new version of you. And the more you do it, the more natural it becomes. Eventually, you won't have to think about it anymore. It will just be who you are. And when that happens, success will feel effortless, because you'll have become the person who naturally creates it. So don't wait, don't hesitate, Don't let the old version of you keep running the show. Step into the identity of the person you want to be. Act as if you already have what you want. Walk like it, talk like it, make decisions like it, and watch how your entire life starts to change. The mindset that attracts opportunity. Success doesn't happen by accident. It's not luck. It's not fate. And it's definitely not something that just falls into your lap. Success is something you attract. And the way you attract it is by becoming the kind of person who is ready for it. The truth is, opportunities are everywhere. They're all around you, all the time. But most people don't see them because their mindset isn't tuned in to recognize them. They walk through life waiting for something to change. But they're stuck in the same old thinking patterns that keep them blind to the very things that could transform their lives. The people who succeed are the ones who have developed a mindset that naturally attracts opportunities. They think differently. They move differently. And because of that, they live differently. If you want to start attracting the right opportunities, you have to start by shifting the way you see yourself and the world around you. Most people walk around with a mindset of limitation. They focus on what they don't have, what they can't do, and why things won't work for them. And because they think that way, they act that way. They hesitate, they doubt, they procrastinate. And as a result, they miss the very opportunities that could change everything. But successful people think the opposite way. Instead of seeing obstacles, they see possibilities. Instead of focusing on what they lack, they focus on what they can create. Instead of waiting for permission, they take action. And because they have that mindset, they naturally attract more opportunities, more connections, and more success. The way you think determines the way you act, and the way you act determines what you attract. If you constantly tell yourself that things never work out for you, you'll act like someone who expects failure. If you believe that opportunities are rare, you'll never take risks. But if you start believing that success is something you can create, you'll start taking the kind of action that leads to it. This is why some people seem to have opportunity after opportunity coming their way, while others struggle just to get ahead. It's not about luck, it's about mindset. Think about the most successful people you know. They don't walk around complaining about their situation. They don't make excuses. They don't wait for someone else to come and change their life for them. They take control. They believe that they have the power to create their future. And because they believe it, they act on it. And because they act on it, success comes to them. This is the mindset you need to develop. You have to start seeing yourself as someone who is capable, someone who is ready, someone who is already in the process of creating the life they want. Your mind is like a magnet. Whatever you focus on, you attract more of. If you focus on problems, you'll find more problems. If you focus on opportunities, you'll start noticing opportunities everywhere. But here's the thing, opportunities don't always come with a big flashing sign. Sometimes they come disguised as challenges. Sometimes they come in the form of small decisions that lead to bigger results. And if you're not in the right mindset, you'll overlook them. You'll tell yourself, it's not the right time. You'll convince yourself you're not ready. And before you know it, you've let another opportunity pass you by. This is why you have to train yourself to think differently. You have to start expecting good things to come your way. You have to start believing that you are the kind of person who naturally attracts success. And the way you do that is by acting as if it's already true. When you wake up in the morning, don't just go through the motions. Move with purpose. Carry yourself like someone who is in control of their future. Speak like someone who knows their words have power. Make decisions like someone who trusts their ability to figure things out. When you start thinking and acting this way, the world starts responding to you differently. People take you more seriously. Opportunities seem to come out of nowhere. You start to notice things that were always there but were invisible to you before. And that's when your life begins to change. One of the biggest mistakes people make is waiting until they feel ready. They think they need more experience, more knowledge, more confidence before they can take action. But that's not how it works. Confidence doesn't come before action. It comes from taking action. You don't wait to feel ready. You act as if you are ready. And when you do that, you build momentum. You gain experience. You prove to yourself that you are capable. And that's when the real opportunities start showing up. The people who attract the most opportunities are not always the smartest, the most talented, or the most experienced. They are the ones who are willing to step forward, take risks, and put themselves in positions where success can happen. They show up, they take chances, they make connections. And because of that, they put themselves in the right place at the right time, over and over again. And eventually they create their own luck. Right now you have a choice. You can keep waiting, keep hesitating, keep letting opportunities pass you by. Or you can decide that from this moment forward, you are going to operate from a new mindset. A mindset that expects success. A mindset that sees possibilities instead of limitations. A mindset that attracts opportunities instead of waiting for them. Your future is shaped by the decisions you make today. Start thinking, speaking, and acting like the person you want to become. Start believing that opportunities are already on their way to you. And when they show up, don't hesitate. Step forward. Take action. Make the most of them. Because the truth is, your success is not a matter of luck. It's a matter of mindset. And once you develop the mindset that attracts opportunities, success becomes inevitable. Daily routines of someone who's already achieved success. If you want to change your life, start by changing your daily routine. Success isn't built in a single moment. It's built in the small, consistent actions you take every single day. The difference between people who achieve their dreams and those who don't isn't talent, intelligence, or even luck. It's what they do with their time. Every single day you are making choices that either move you closer to success or push you further away from it. And if you study the habits of successful people, you'll see one thing very clearly. They don't wait for success to come to them. They live as if they've already arrived. They structure their day with intention. They move through life with a sense of purpose. And because of that, success becomes inevitable. Most people wake up and go through life on autopilot. They react to their environment instead of taking control of it. They hit the snooze button. They scroll through their phone. They let distractions dictate their focus. They move through the day without a plan, hoping that one day things will magically change. But that's not how success works. You don't stumble into greatness. You build it. And it starts with what you do when no one's watching, when no one's pushing you, when it's just you and your decisions. The daily habits you build today will determine where you end up in the future. Successful people don't wait for motivation. They don't wait to feel inspired. They don't let their emotions decide whether they take action or not. They have a system in place. They have routines that keep them disciplined, focused, and constantly improving. And the reason they stay ahead is that they act as if they've already made it. They don't just dream about success. They live in alignment with it. They structure their mornings to set the tone for the day. They prioritize their goals. They move through life with a mindset that attracts opportunity. They don't waste time on things that don't serve them. And because they have these habits in place, they don't get thrown off track when life gets tough. If you want to know what your future looks like, look at your daily routine. Your habits are either leading you toward your goals or keeping you stuck. If you wake up and immediately check social media, you're starting your day in a reactive state. If you don't have a plan, you're letting the world dictate your direction. If you're constantly distracted, you're training yourself to stay unfocused. But if you wake up and take control of your morning, if you start your day with intention, if you build routines that support your growth, you'll start moving in the right direction, automatically. Think about this. If you already had everything you wanted, if you were already successful, how would you act? What would your day look like? What time would you wake up? How would you take care of yourself? How would you handle your priorities? If you were already the best version of yourself, what kind of habits would you have? Now here's the key. Start living that way now. Don't wait. Don't tell yourself you'll start once you have more time, more money, more energy. That's an excuse. Start showing up as the person you want to become. Train yourself to think, act, and operate like someone who has already achieved their goals. Because the truth is, success isn't something you chase. It's something you attract by the person you become. There's a reason the most successful people in the world follow routines. They wake up early, not because they have to, but because they want to own their time. They take care of their bodies because they know energy is everything. They set goals, plan their day, and take focused action because they know that without direction they'll drift. They create before they consume. They prioritize their minds, their health, and their vision for the future. They don't waste hours watching meaningless content. They don't let distractions steal their time. They don't let excuses get in the way. And because they follow these habits consistently, they don't just achieve success, they maintain it. The way you spend your days is the way you spend your life. If you keep waiting for the right moment, you'll always be waiting. If you keep telling yourself you'll start when you feel ready, you'll never start. The people who win in life aren't the ones who have the best circumstances. They're the ones who make the most of what they have. They don't let their feelings control their actions. They don't wait for someone to push them. They don't make excuses. They just do what needs to be done, day after day, until success becomes their reality. Right now you have a choice. You can keep following the same routine and getting the same results, or you can decide that from this moment forward, you're going to operate on a new level. Start waking up with a purpose. Start structuring your day like someone who has already made it. Stop wasting time on things that don't matter. Stop waiting for the perfect time to start. This is the perfect time. Today is the day you take control of your future. Not next week, not next year. Right now, your life is a reflection of your daily habits. If you want different results, start acting like the person who has already achieved them. Build the routines of someone who is successful. Train your mind to stay focused. Discipline yourself to follow through. And before you know it, you won't just be acting like the person you want to become. You'll be living it. Because success isn't an accident. It's a decision. And that decision starts with how you choose to live every single day. Embracing fear. Why acting as if you have what you want makes you braver. Fear stops more dreams than failure ever could. Most people don't take action, not because they're incapable, but because they're afraid. Afraid of failing, afraid of judgment, afraid of stepping outside of what feels safe. But here's the truth. Everything you want is on the other side of fear. If you let fear control you, you'll stay stuck. If you wait until you're no longer afraid, you'll never start. The people who succeed in life aren't fearless. They just refuse to let fear make their decisions. They feel the fear, and they move forward anyway. That's the difference. That's the mindset that separates those who achieve their dreams from those who sit on the sidelines watching. The moment you decide to step outside your comfort zone, fear will show up. It will try to convince you that you're not ready, that you don't have what it takes, that you should wait until you feel more confident. But here's what you need to understand. Confidence doesn't come first. Action does. Confidence is built by facing fear, not avoiding it. If you want to become someone who achieves their goals, you have to learn to embrace fear instead of running from it. You have to recognize that fear is a sign you're growing, that you're stepping into something bigger than where you are now. And that's exactly where you need to be. Most people spend their entire lives avoiding fear. They avoid taking risks, speaking up, putting themselves in situations where they might fail. And because of that, they never reach their full potential. They settle for a life that feels comfortable instead of pushing themselves towards something greater. They look at successful people and think, they must have something I don't. But the truth is, the people who achieve success are the ones who decide that fear will not stop them. They understand that fear is a natural part of the process, but they refuse to let it dictate their future. Imagine if every time you felt fear, instead of backing away, you leaned into it. Imagine if you stopped letting fear be a signal to stop, and instead saw it as a sign to move forward. Because that's exactly what successful people do. They take action despite fear, and in doing so they prove to themselves that they are stronger than their doubts. They condition their minds to see fear not as a threat, but as an opportunity for growth. And every time they push through it, they become bolder, more resilient, and more unstoppable. Think about all the times in your life when fear has held you back. How many opportunities have you missed because you were afraid? How many times have you stayed quiet when you had something to say? How many dreams have you let go of because fear convinced you that you weren't capable? And now ask yourself, where would you be today if you had taken action despite that fear? What could your life look like if, starting right now, you decided that fear would no longer be the thing that stops you? Fear only has power over you if you let it. The moment you decide that you are stronger than your fear, everything changes. You start seeing challenges as opportunities instead of obstacles. You start stepping into situations that force you to grow. You start realizing that the only thing standing between you and the life you want is your willingness to act. The people who get ahead in life aren't the ones who wait until they feel brave. They are the ones who take the first step, even when they're scared. And once you do that, fear loses its grip on you. You might be thinking, but what if I fail? What if you do? Failure is not the enemy. Failure is proof that you're trying, that you're moving, that you're in the game instead of sitting on the sidelines. The only real failure is never trying at all. Every successful person you admire has failed more times than they can count. The difference is, they didn't let failure stop them. They saw it as feedback, as a lesson, as a stepping stone towards success. So the next time you feel fear creeping in, ask yourself, am I going to let this stop me, or am I going to push through and grow because of it? The greatest regret people have at the end of their lives isn't the mistakes they made, it's the risks they didn't take. It's the dreams they let slip away because fear held them back. Don't let that be you. Don't let another day go by where fear controls your actions. You have a choice. You can either keep letting fear run your life, or you can decide that from this moment forward, you are done letting fear dictate your future. This is your moment, right now. Not tomorrow, not next week. You don't need more time. You don't need more confidence. You don't need anyone's permission. You already have everything you need to take the first step. Fear might still be there, but so what? You've faced fear before. You've overcome challenges before. You've proven to yourself time and time again that you are capable. This is just another test, another opportunity to show yourself what you're made of. Stop waiting for the fear to go away. It won't, but you don't need it. You just need to stop listening to it. Take the first step. Do the thing that scares you. Speak up. Put yourself out there. Start the business. Make the move. Chase the dream. Because if you don't, one day you'll look back and realize that the only thing standing between you and the life you wanted was your decision to act. And by then, it might be too late. Fear is always going to be there. The question is, what are you going to do about it? Will you let it control you, or will you take back your power and show yourself that you are stronger than your fear? The choice is yours. And the moment you decide to embrace fear instead of avoiding it, that's the moment your life begins to change. Acting as if strengthens your faith in yourself. If you want to transform your life, you must first transform the way you see yourself. Most people are waiting for proof before they believe in themselves. They think, I'll believe I'm successful once I have the results. I'll believe I'm capable once I achieve something big. But that's backward thinking. That's what keeps people stuck, waiting for permission to step into their potential. You don't become confident after success. You succeed because you believed in yourself first. And the best way to build that belief, start acting as if you're already the person you want to become. When you carry yourself with confidence, when you move with purpose, when you make decisions from a place of certainty, you're training your mind to see yourself differently. You're showing yourself that you are capable, that you are worthy, that you are ready right now. Most people don't struggle because they lack talent or intelligence. They struggle because they lack belief. They talk themselves out of opportunities before they even try. They hesitate. They overthink. They let fear dictate their actions. And every time they do, they reinforce the idea that they're not good enough. But here's the truth. Your mind believes whatever you tell it. If you constantly tell yourself, I'm not ready, I'm not good enough, I don't have what it takes, then that's exactly how you'll act. But if you start telling yourself, I am capable, I am prepared, I already have what I need to succeed, then you'll start showing up differently. You'll make better decisions. You'll take more action. You'll step into opportunities instead of running from them. And before you know it, that belief will turn into reality. The moment you decide to act as if, everything changes. You start carrying yourself with confidence, not because you're faking it, but because you're stepping into the version of yourself that's already successful. You start making decisions with clarity, not because you have all the answers, but because you trust yourself to figure things out. You stop hesitating, not because the fear disappears, but because you've trained yourself to move forward anyway. The more you do this, the stronger your faith in yourself becomes. You no longer need outside validation to believe you're capable. You know you are. And when you have that kind of belief, success is no longer a possibility. It's inevitable. Think about it. If you already had the success you're chasing, how would you act? Would you second guess yourself? Would you shrink back in fear? Would you let doubt hold you back? No. You would carry yourself with certainty. You would trust your abilities. You would move through life with a sense of purpose. That's the mindset you need to adopt now. You can't wait until you're successful to start acting like it. You have to start now. Because when you act as if, your mind starts searching for ways to make it real. You become more aware of opportunities. You attract people who align with your vision. You start making decisions that lead you exactly where you want to go. Most people think they need confidence before they take action. But confidence comes from action. You don't wake up one day suddenly believing in yourself. You build that belief through experience. You build it by showing up, by pushing yourself, by stepping outside of what's comfortable. Every time you act as if, you're strengthening that belief. You're proving to yourself that you are capable, that you do have what it takes, and over time that belief becomes unshakable. There's a reason why successful people always seem to carry themselves differently. It's not just because of their achievements. It's because of the mindset they built long before they had success. They decided to believe in themselves first. They decided to act as if they had already made it, even when no one else saw it yet. And because they held on to that belief, their reality eventually caught up. That's the secret. That's the mindset that changes everything. If you're waiting for the world to give you permission to believe in yourself, you'll be waiting forever. No one is going to hand you confidence. No one is going to tell you, now you're ready. You have to decide for yourself. You have to choose to believe in yourself, even when there's no proof. You have to take action, even when you don't feel ready. That's what separates those who succeed from those who don't. So right now ask yourself, how would the best version of me act today? What decisions would I make? How would I handle challenges? How would I speak to myself? How would I show up in the world? And then start doing exactly that. Not tomorrow, not next week. Right now. Because the sooner you start acting as if, the sooner your life will change. The stronger your belief in yourself becomes, the more unstoppable you will be. And once you build that kind of faith in yourself, nothing will be out of reach. You are one decision away from living your dream. Your entire life can change with a single decision. That's how powerful you are. That's how much control you have. But most people never tap into that power because they hesitate, they overthink, they wait for the perfect moment, the perfect circumstances, the perfect plan. And in that waiting, life passes them by. What they don't realize is that success isn't about waiting. It's about deciding to take action, deciding to believe in yourself, deciding that you're done making excuses. Because the truth is, you are one decision away from living your dream, one decision away from changing everything. Look around at the life you have right now. Everything in it, the good, the bad, the things you're proud of, the things you wish were different. It all came from past decisions. Every choice you made, every action you took, every time you hesitated or stepped forward, it all created the reality you're living today. And that means the life you want, the dream you have, the person you want to become, is just waiting on the choices you make from this moment forward. That's the power you hold. That's the control you have. No matter what's happened in the past, no matter how many times you've failed, no matter how far you feel from where you want to be, it can all change the second you decide that you're done waiting. Most people spend their lives convincing themselves that they're not ready, that they need more time, more knowledge, more resources. But what they really need is courage. They need the courage to stop postponing their potential. They need the courage to stop telling themselves the same old story about why they can't, why it's too hard, why now isn't the right time. Because if they keep waiting, they'll look back years from now and realize they wasted their best opportunities. They'll realize that everything they ever wanted was always within reach, but they were the ones who held themselves back. And there's nothing more painful than that kind of regret. The people who change their lives, the ones who make their dreams a reality, They aren't the smartest or the most talented. They're the ones who decide. They wake up one day and say, "That's it. I'm done waiting. I'm done doubting. I'm done holding back." And from that moment on, they act differently. They carry themselves differently. They start thinking like the person they want to become. They stop talking about what they're going to do someday and actually do it. They move forward even when they don't have all the answers, even when they're scared, even when it's uncomfortable. And because they make that decision, their entire reality shifts. Right now you have that same choice. You can keep waiting. You can keep telling yourself that one day you'll get serious. One day you'll go after what you want. One day you'll stop playing small. Or you can decide that today is the day you stop making excuses. Today is the day you start living like the person you know you're meant to be. It doesn't take a perfect plan. It doesn't take knowing every step of the journey. It just takes one decision to commit, one decision to believe in yourself, one decision to act, even when it's uncomfortable, even when it's uncertain. Think about it. If you knew you couldn't fail, what would you do? If you had absolute certainty that your dream was possible, how would you act? Because that's the energy you need to step into today. Not tomorrow, not when you feel ready. Now you don't need anyone's permission to change your life. You don't need perfect circumstances. You just need to decide. Because the second you do, you become unstoppable. You stop looking at obstacles as reasons to quit and start seeing them as opportunities to grow. You stop waiting for motivation and start creating it through action. You stop doubting yourself and start proving to yourself what you're truly capable of. Most people never experience real change because they never make a real decision. They keep one foot in, one foot out. They tell themselves they're trying, but deep down they haven't fully committed. And that's why they stay stuck. But you don't have to be one of those people. You can choose differently. You can choose to step up. You can choose to take control. You can choose to stop letting fear make your decisions for you. Because at the end of the day, success isn't about luck. It isn't about talent. It's about making the decision to go all in and never looking back. So what's it going to be? Are you going to keep waiting, keep hesitating, keep telling yourself that someday you'll get serious? Or are you going to decide that today is the day you start acting like the person you were meant to be? Because once you make that decision, everything changes. The opportunities show up. The right people come into your life. The path becomes clear, not because you waited for the perfect time, but because you created it. That's how powerful you are. That's how much control you have. One decision. That's all it takes. One decision to stop doubting and start believing. One decision to stop hesitating and start doing. One decision to finally step into the life you were meant to live.